Either way, when you say to someone, tell us about alcohol, whether it's their experience or what they think about alcohol, everyone has a really strong opinion on whether you should drink, shouldn't drink, should drink in moderation, what you should drink and how you should drink it. So it's a real bone of contention. So talking peaks, because we are in the wellness game, and we had a lot of people say to us, love to be well and love to do what you guys do and have the amazing lifestyle and feel as fit and healthy, but can I still drink? Can I still do my alcohol thing? So that's kind of the basis for that question. So Lynn, welcome to the Peaks Life. Welcome to our fireside chat about all things peak.
It's not a fire.
I just imagine it's a fire. There's a fire here. We have a fireside chat. And we're talking about something that's very close to your heart. It's something that, even though you are a wellness warrior and you've had years and years of a lifetime working in the wellness industry.
Of being well.
You have had a touch of alcohol on occasion.
Never.
Never.
It's a vicious rumour.
It was those 7 years between 19... So I know, having known you for a few years, that you have had your fair share of alcoholic content.
It's true, actually.
It's true.
It's very true. And maybe it's just a good time just to say, what is my experience with alcohol? It's a confession. Right?
We've only got 2 hours, right?
Okay.
You can't walk us through every single alcoholic event.
I'm sure I can squeeze it in.
Right, so everyone's got an opinion on alcohol. Give us your history. Give us a snapshot so people don't think that you are a wellness guru going, never drink alcohol, it's bad for you.
With the twin setting pills.
Don't mention the twin setting pills. All right, go.
So I think, if I look at my background, I've had a really mixed relationship with alcohol. If I go way back to when I was a teenager, I went through that typical, those typical teenage years where you get to, 14, 15 and you start experimenting with alcohol. And so you're out, you go to nightclubs, you drink, you get drunk. So I went through all of that. And then I guess, the biggest use of alcohol would be when I was in corporate life, because I spent many years as a senior leader in corporate, in large corporations, and you were expected to wine and dine. So I was always out at events, I was taking clients out. And whether it was at a leadership team meeting where we'd go off for a team day, and by the end of the day we'd go out for dinner, and the team bonding would be getting drunk, locking ourselves into a bar,
yes.
And then, self-pouring whatever whiskies. Yeah. And of course, I was in a very male-dominated environment. So I spent a lot of my career in very big engineering companies, and that male-dominated environment was very competitive. I was a young, small female in this group of older, larger males.
Trying to drink for drink.
We basically did drink, and I did drink for drink. And I did drink for years. So we would do, we'd knock back the whiskies, and because I was super competitive, I would always be last man standing or last girl standing. And I had a reputation for being able to drink whiskey through till 4 a.m. and being at work at 7 the next day, because I was a die-hard workaholic. And, that was probably 15, 20 years of my career. And it was hard liquor as well. It wasn't just beers or wines. It was beers, wines, and then it was the whiskies on top. So I used to be a bit of a whiskey connoisseur. I had a big collection of whiskies. So I went through that whole phase.
So you've done alcohol?
Done alcohol, and I've done it a couple of times. I've been through phases, so not just once, not just twice. I've done it 2 or 3 times, and those phases have lasted anywhere from 3 years to 15 years. So
I think that's interesting. Yeah. We all seem to go through those phases. So similar to yourself, I did that, sort of end of high school into the uni time sort of period, the boozy drinking thing, and then I was in the fitness industry, so it wasn't a huge part of the fitness industry. But then in corporate life, definitely again, very much the wining and dining, and very much as a male, being in corporate world, you have to do what is required to be up there with the Joneses, or hang out with the boss, or hang out with the senior leaders and do the right thing.
That's it.
And then I think more recently with the travel, lots of travel and lots of wining and dining clients, and so that's kind of that's you take a client to a nice restaurant. you start with pre-dinner drinks, you have drinks during the dinner, then you have drinks after, and then you go to lunch on the next day. And so there's that whole vicious cycle.
Yeah.
So we both understand alcohol.
We do.
And we have had the occasional drink together.
We have.
Yes, and I think I can drink more than you.
I don't think so.
From memory.
I don't think so.
But either way, when you say to someone, tell us about alcohol, whether it's their experience or what they think about alcohol, everyone has a really strong opinion on whether you should drink, shouldn't drink, should drink in moderation, what you should drink and how you should drink it. So it's a real bone of contention. So talking peaks, because we are in the wellness game, and we had a lot of people say to us, love to be well and love to do what you guys do and have the amazing lifestyle and feel as fit and healthy, but can I still drink? Can I still do my alcohol thing? So that's kind of the basis for that question. Now, first on the first step, run us through some of the negatives of alcohol. What are some of the impacts of alcohol just from the physical side, so that people who aren't aware get an understanding of what too much alcohol can cause?
So basically alcohol it's a chemical substance and it's a recreational drug. So people don't think about it as a drug, but it is a drug. If you look it up, go to Google right now, type in alcohol, and it will come back and tell you it's a psychoactive drug. So it is one of the primary recreational drugs that we've got in our society, right? And if you look at what it does, in moderation, very little impact. But once you start to use it to excess, and there's massive debate about what is excess. Is excess more than two drinks a day? Is it binge drinking? Is it heavy drinking every day of your life? Is it binge drinking just on weekends? So there's this whole debate about how much is too much.
Yes.
But what we do know from lots of studies, there are detrimental effects on the body. So whether it's liver disease, whether it's heart problems, whether it's certain types of cancers, we know that long-term heavy drinking does have a big impact on the body.
Yes.
But it also acts as a relaxant. So it means that people will take alcohol before they go to bed to knock them out, thinking that it's going to give them great sleep. What it does is, it knocks them out, they'll go to sleep quickly, but they don't get... they pass out, literally pass out. And especially those coffee drinkers,
Yes.
You and I have been there as well, You drink coffee all day and you're wired, and you need something to bring you down. So you end up having a couple of glasses of wine at night.
A vicious cycle.
You fall asleep quite nicely, but you don't sleep good. But you don't realise you're not sleeping good because you slam your first coffee when you get out of bed, and you, as you said, that vicious cycle. So you've got all of that sort of effect. You've then got all sorts of different impacts on the brain. There's speculation around Alzheimer's disease. There are lots of different impacts on the brain. But I guess some of the things that we're interested in particularly are, if you're here and if you're looking at peaks because you want to lose weight, is it going to help you with weight loss? No, it's not. And it's not going to help you with weight loss because, first of all, it's probably going to lower your defences and lower your resilience and your willpower. So the chances are you've had a few drinks and your mates have got a few bags of chips or nuts, and you'll start, get the munchies, and you'll have some of those. You'll get the late night munchies. We've all had those. You've been out for a big sesh and you want that kebab.
So, sorry, just on that, we get a lot of the questions from people who sort of chat to us around... I'm on the keto lifestyle. I want to lose weight. Can I have gin and soda water? Can I have vodka and soda? And they're looking to try and find an alcoholic drink that can fit into the keto lifestyle. So are you saying that yes, no? Where's your thoughts on that?
I think there's two sides to this.
Yeah.
And one side is if you're only looking at calories and carbohydrates,
Yeah.
right? So all you're looking at is your macros.
Yes.
Then yes, there are drinks that you can have. And you can have them and they can fit into your calorie and macro count. So the example would be vodka.
Yeah.
Right, vodka, it doesn't have carbohydrates in it, or very minimal carbohydrates. And if you pair it with something like a soda water, maybe have a bit of lime in there, it'll make it quite a pleasant, a long drink. And that's okay, that fits into the keto lifestyle. So you can go out and you can find drinks that will fit. And you'll find any number of websites that'll tell you about keto cocktails and what drinks are keto friendly. So you've got the vodkas and the gins and those sort of things that paired with
Yes.
a low-calorie mixer.
So you're ticking the keto box, but there's the alcohol box.
That's right. So
yeah.
obviously the wines, the beers don't fit into the keto box, even though it's a bit of a grey area now because you get all these low-carb beers and, you know.
True.
So we'll talk about that later maybe. But keto, yes. But if you think about what I've just said there, that alcohol lowers your willpower. So I've had 2 vodka sodas.
Keto vodka sodas.
I've patted myself on the back. Yay, well done, Lee.
Well within the macros. Grab the chips.
I'm doing good. And then grab the chips. And so you fall off the wagon. And then what a lot of people do is, they have the drinks, they feel good, they have the snacks. They get up the next day with this massive regret. And then they beat themselves up. They make a big thing of it, and they spend the next 5 days saying, "Oh, I've fallen off the wagon. Woe is me. Oh my goodness, what am I going to do?" And they've actually lost 5 days of their keto lifestyle. Had they just said, "Oh well, not to worry.
It's a one-off.
Had a few carbs. Never mind." So unfortunately, it turns out to be this big thing. So it's not just the absolute drink itself. It's much more about how you handle the drink. Everything around it, the social pressure, the peer pressure. Are you pressurised into having more drinks than you really want to? And I think, for me, that's much more important when we're talking about ketogenic lifestyle.
Yeah, and I'm sure that just extending on that, I'm sure the accepting a drink and having a few vodka soda waters also plays into some of the other elements of peaks, which would be around your exercise. You're less likely to go and exercise. You're probably not going to sleep as well. So a lot of the other elements you're probably not going to continue to do because you're having a few drinks. So it doesn't just impact what you're eating, but it's the holistic sort of impact on all the other elements. Yeah,
it is. And when we talk about peaks, not only on the ketogenic lifestyle, and as you said, you already mentioned the sleep. It impacts your sleep, which then has the knock-on effect onto the energize and activate because you're not going to do the exercise.
Yep.
You probably also, if you've got a hangover, you're probably also not going to feel like jumping in a cold pool or having an ice bath.
Yeah, true.
Because you're actually going to be quite sensitive to the cold, so your body tolerance level will change. Because you've got blood alcohol levels that are above maybe what they ideally would be, it's probably not very smart to go and get in an ice bath either because you're probably likely to have a heart attack or a cardiovascular problem. We know that the blood vessels change when you drink alcohol.
Yes, of course.
So is it safe? Dilution.
Yeah,
so is it actually safe to go and do
There's a real knock-on effect, isn't there?
Huge knock-on effect. If people are only thinking about alcohol as I'm going to have a social, I've got a wedding to go to, because of the social pressure, I should have a few drinks, great. But when you start to think about the wider impact, and if you extend that out to daily drinking, a couple of drinks every night, maybe more at weekends, it starts to really erode what you're trying to achieve.
So then your advice then, or your thoughts would be, it's the regularity. If someone's got a special occasion and a real reason or a real driver to have a few drinks. It's around choosing wisely around those drinks, but not making it a regular part of their lifestyle.
Yeah, so I think that everybody's got to make their own choice.
And own that choice.
And own the choice, that's right. It shouldn't be because my mate's doing it, or because Mike and Lynn have told us, or because the Peaks formula says this, this and this. It's my belief that people should make their own choice. I've made my choice, you've made your choice, and it's right for us. Make your own choice. Decide where alcohol fits in your life, if at all. If it does, understand the effects of it and be prepared to manage those effects. And then, if you've got things like social situations like weddings and parties, and you want to be part of the social crowd, then find a drink that is going to allow you to fit in with your keto lifestyle. It's not going to derail you completely, and you're probably not going to end up, consuming so much like wines and champagnes that are very easy to knock back. But you're going to be more controlled with the way that you manage your drinking, so that it won't have all those knock-on effects.
Cool. So thank you for your insights. Appreciate it. Fancy a drink?
I'll have a bubbly water.
Just a small shot of vodka or no?
No.
Excellent. Cheers.
All right.